my channel. My name's Otter. This is my garage. Not much in here, but love RCs. That's what this is mainly going to be all about. This car right here is my Exceed or Exceed RC Forza Buggy. Same as like a Red Cat Tornado S30 Nitro Buggy. I picked it up off Facebook for a good price. A little bit of things wrong with it. I fixed a few things to get it running. I'm going to throw up some running footage here beforehand. A couple things I noticed while running it. Few main things. Must have rolled over on its top at once, or a few times. Cylinder heads dented in on the top here. The cooling fans are. Hard to see probably from there, but right here off this back side, dented off. You can tell, flip yourself over and hit it. Other than that, it was really good running RC. I had to do some tuning. The glow plug was not tightened down all the way, so I did have a lot of fuel coming out the top here. But that being said, it still ran really good. The main issue right now is after about 10-20 minutes of driving it, basically any driving off-road, this right rear control arm is broke. Not broke to the point I can't use it, but broke enough to make it annoying. The rear arms here have two little pins that come through, and those pins have, the plastic has a little hole molded into it for those to roll through. The hole is actually cracked. So yeah, you hit a good bump or anything, and this rear arm just splits and pops right out. Alright, so these here are the rear arms that I found. I got them off eBay. A lot of my RC stuff I get off eBay. Matter of just finding the factory part number, typing it in, and a lot of the stuff pops up. Now I am going to primarily be using this more as like a road buggy. It's all-wheel drive, so yes, it does do great out in the dirt and stuff. But really, like taller grass, you get above about 3-4 inches, and this thing doesn't want to go through it. So I'm going to show you guys a close-up here. So this here is the arm that I'm talking about. These lower rear control arms. You can see them pins that go through, and they just have a little like C-clip on them. Well, it's got a C-clip on both sides. Normally I'm used to working with Traxxas, and they use screws that screw in. And that makes it quite a bit easier, because like right now, you can just unscrew that arm, slide the new one in, and be all about one day. But since that's not the case, we got, it's hard to see because of the lighting, we got a couple screws down there on the front of the differential. We'll slide those out. A couple more underneath the car, and we're going to slide this whole entire rear axle off of it. The whole rear diff, I believe the wing, everything, all is one. And then we're going to attack those control arms. Shock pull, we got those ball joints pulled. There we go. So now these always have a left and a right side. These look pretty nice and flat. Always a good idea, take your stuff, compare it. You want to make sure that everything that you're going to use, everything looks good. So the right shape, it's the right lengths, even to the end here is the right lengths, so we can reset those at the right spots. But you can see here where that guy cracked right down, and he just pop out almost every time. This one I'm really shocked isn't. Like, it's got a line where it's wanting to start, but it hasn't fully cracked through. So yeah, this would always kick out, and then I'd have some, some crazy toe in going. And you can just tell on the Buggy right away as soon as it happened. I mean, driving it. But this screw right here that I'm messing with on this old control arm, you see it's right there. It actually sets against your body pan. And this actually, a lot of people think your shock and your spring controls your ride height. They do, but they control how much it pushes down. As far as letting it squat, that's where this screw comes in hand. This screw actually presses up against the body and will actually make it so the control arm can only drop so far. It'll keep it up. So that's another thing I want to make sure. I'm trying to keep this set as factory as I can at the moment. I haven't really done many speed runs or anything with it, so I'm not really 100% how it handles, especially with this control arm popping out. So off camera, got the other control arm on. As you can tell this thing is looking pretty nice. One of the things I did notice while I was off camera that I didn't run into on the other side. So the one side here, the first side I put on, those screws for these ball joints actually bottomed out inside the arm. This other side did not. So that's where we go back to the whole Loctite. So put Loctite obviously on both sides. This side, though, I screwed in until I got to the same point as where I was on this side. That way, both of these knuckles at the bottom are set out the same amount. So got those set, right side. We're gonna have to wait probably 6, 7, 8 hours, whatever. Let that Loctite dry and set. You guys probably can't tell, but all of these, not a single one of these would go back in straight. Now, like I said, the guy before, he had already been in here. He knew that control arm was broke. He did tell me about that. And so, it's not his fault on that. He did tell me. He let me know. He told me he got it slid back in there. But yeah, that's all that means is we're probably going to get some of the aluminum knuckles as well, because I don't like that. I'm sure most of you guys probably wouldn't like that either if that was yours. And granted, yes, it's going to work just perfectly fine. I'm going to be able to run the car and everything, but not optimal. The nice thing about these little buggies, though, you can pick one of these up about, I think, around the $250 mark, brand new, nitro or electric. I think electric's still about the same. But they make all these different aluminum upgrade parts for it. They have about any and everything you'd want. Can really make the Buggy look pretty nice. If you're lucky, I did see some green and some orange aluminum parts. But that being said, majority of them are this blue color, so you can't get too picky. But we got the rear unit all together. Let's get it put on the car. There we are. We got it all together. Let me bring you guys over and show you how it looks now. So here we are. We got the new arms installed. Looking pretty good, I think. There's the plastic ones. Like I said, we're gonna have to let the Loctite dry on these joints down here. Once that dries up and everything, we should be able to go and get a run. Now this is like I said again, It's a little nitro buggy. It's got a 0.19 engine, or I'm sorry, a 0.18 engine, which metric comes out to a 3.0. The next thing on this that we're probably going to be tackling is a new steering servo. That was one thing I noticed while I was running it. This still has the factory servo on it. But the biggest thing I noticed while running it, you go and turn the wheel left or right. Most RCs, you know, the wheels come back straight when you let go. This one sort of stayed left or stayed right. You'd have to counter steer to bring it back forward. In some of my video, you might be able to see that. It did make it a little bit challenging to run. But next thing, new servo. Got a good high torque guy coming from Savix. We're going to put that in there. I'll show you guys all how to do that. We'll get it centered then as well. Using this little turnbucket, we'll be able to adjust it, make sure our servo lasts a long time, have some nice straight steering. That being said, guys, thanks for watching this first build, first little bit. This is just one of my first cars that we're going to be looking at. It's not my first RC car, but it's definitely proven to be one of the more fun ones. So we're going to start with some basic upgrades. We'll do some running. We're going to get a few other things rolling. I'm going to try and upload about once a week, but starting out, we'll see. I'm still getting used to some of the editing software. Do need to get a mic. I'm sure that's probably the number one thing you guys are going to notice on this channel or this video is the sound quality. So we'll leave it off there. Thanks, guys. Like, subscribe. Try and come back, check me out. We're going to have more of this. We're going to have more of some bigger RCs. I got some little RCs. I even got an RC boat. You guys probably can't see that up there, but we're gonna have some fun. Thanks, guys.